Cruise news. The party has ended for one cruiser as police conducted a takedown while the ship was at sea. I'm going to get you the information on that. Plus, we have the top cruise news updates from across the cruise industry, and I'm going to get you the information fast coming up. Welcome to the Travel Scouts. My name is Jason and we are your cruise information channel. We get you the cruise news and information you're looking for quickly without wasting your time. So if you love cruising, consider subscribing. Let's go ahead and jump into this with number one. Carnival Cruise Line is about to begin their Halloween sailings. Halloween cruises are a big draw every year, and Carnival will begin rolling out their decor and festivities on ships as early as this Thursday. If you would like to see the exact date that Halloween cruises will begin for every one of Carnival ships, I'll put that information down in the video description. Number two, an Arctic cruise ship has broke down while at sea. The small expedition ship is called the MS Polar Front. It was sailing on the east side of Greenland when it experienced a mechanical failure, and waters were very rough. Here is some footage. The Icelandic Coast Guard is recording this video. They had to tow the expedition cruise vessel back to Iceland. Thankfully, reports are that all crew and passengers are safe. Moving on to number three, which is consecutive days off planning. If you are still in the workforce or you cruise with someone who is, we are approaching the holidays, which means it's the opportunity to get big chunks of time off while using minimal vacation days, which means more opportunity for cruising. So looking at the calendar, Thanksgiving falls on November 23rd this year. If your company gives Black Friday off and you do not work weekends, you can get 9 days off from November 18th to November 26th while only using 3 vacation days, November 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And then Christmas and New Year's both fall on Mondays this year. If you do not work weekends, you can get 10 days off from December 23rd to January 1st while only using 4 vacation days, December 26th to 29th. So hopefully you still have some vacation days remaining and you can get some much deserved relaxation time. Next, number four, Grand Turk's popularity is decreasing. Carnival Cruise Line just completed a town hall meeting with Grand Turk residents. A lot of information came out of that meeting. For one, it was revealed that Grand Turk has now fallen out of the top 10 ports in terms of positive customer experience. And that is a big blow because Grand Turk has rated very highly for a long time. The biggest contributors to the drop were incidents involving drugs and also reports of fighting. Carnival Cruise Line is the largest cruise partner for Grand Turk, and they committed in the meeting to bringing 1.1 million cruisers to the island in 2024. A big part of the meeting also discussed how to increase onshore activities, as that has been a request from cruisers for a long time. Then heads up, number five, Cozumel taxi drivers have been protesting. If you're not aware, Mexico has had a lot of infighting between taxi services, Uber drivers, and government transportation. At times, this has even become dangerous for tourists. The U.S. State Department even released a travel advisory regarding the situation. But this has primarily taken place in Cancun and other areas, and it has not spilled over to Cozumel and other cruise ports. Well, the Cozumel taxi drivers are now protesting. They are protesting the presence of federally licensed drivers and transportation services on the island when there are no federal roads on the island. Police and military have been present during the protest, and thankfully everything has been peaceful so far. I'm sharing this with you because Cozumel is a very popular cruise port. If you are going to the Western Caribbean, you're probably going to be stopping at Cozumel. And when you're traveling, when you're cruising, it is just so important to be aware of what's going on at the destinations that you will be visiting. Okay, we have 5 cruise news pieces remaining, including the top headlines of the day. But quick question, chime in down below. Talking about Cozumel and Cancun and all that really got me thinking. So here's the question. If money were not an issue, and you don't have to worry about getting flights or anything like that, would you rather spend a week A on a cruise ship or B at an all-inclusive resort? Chime in down below with that. Now, our family, certainly we cruise a whole lot. We absolutely love cruising, but we also do a lot of land travel. Every year that I can, I try to go to Nepal, to the Himalayas. We go on a beach vacation every year. Every year we go to Gatlinburg, and we do other things. Like next year, our entire family is going to be seeking to do the Grand Canyon rim-to-rim 24-mile hike. So chime in down below whether you're going with the cruise or the all-inclusive resort. I will look forward to reading that, but now on with the cruise news. Number 6, Royal Caribbean Group passengers will be charged more to visit the U.S. Virgin Islands. The U.S. Virgin Island port authorities have approved a charge of $5 per cruise passenger in order to improve the port facilities. This will include all of Royal Caribbean Group, which includes Royal Caribbean International, Celebrity Cruises, and Silver Sea Cruises. This will apply anytime they have a ship that docks in either Crown Bay, St. Thomas, or Frederiksted. The new charge will begin on January 1st. Number 7, 2 cruise lines have promised that if you do not see the Northern Lights on one of their cruises, you will get a free cruise. This offer has been made by Havilah Voyages and Hurtigruten, and it is available on select cruises. Passengers are required to activate the Northern Lights warning system, which will alert them when the phenomenon is present. And if they still don't get the opportunity to see the lights, they will get a free 6 or 7 day cruise. Then number 8, we have a hurricane season update. There is currently one weather disturbance in the Eastern Pacific. It has a 30% chance of cyclone formation in the next 48 hours. We will continue to monitor that one, so stay tuned. Meanwhile, in the Atlantic, there are 2 weather systems of concern. Tropical Storm Felipe has max sustained winds of 45 miles per hour. And this tropical storm will cause some issues for cruising. You can see from this graphic that it is forecasted to weaken. The D indicates that it will become a tropical depression with winds less than 39 miles per hour. This will be by midday Friday. However, it will still be a notable storm. And the trajectory has it moving directly towards the U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic. So cruises planned to be in those areas over the weekend will likely have some impact. The second weather disturbance has a 90% chance of cyclone formation in the next 48 hours. That will also be one that we will definitely want to keep a close eye on, so check back and we will keep you up to date. Now, Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale is the 3rd busiest cruise port in the world, with 4 million cruise passengers visiting the port every single year. Now, for those that do not live in Florida, most choose to fly to Port Everglades, and that brings us to number 9. There was a very rocky flight going into Fort Lauderdale on Monday. The JetBlue flight hit severe turbulence as it was approaching Fort Lauderdale. Once the aircraft landed, 7 passengers and 1 crew member had to be hospitalized, and the aircraft had to be taken out of service for inspection. I hope each of these are okay. This shows again that anything can happen. You know, travel insurance, it is very inexpensive, but it is definitely a good investment. On our recent Princess cruise to Alaska, we had it and we had to use it. We ended up using RoamRite. It worked well for us. The entire process was fairly simple. If you're thinking about travel insurance and not sure where to start, I will put a link for RoamRite down in the video description where you can get a free quote. Then number 10, police have conducted a coordinated takedown of a cruise passenger while the cruise ship was at sea. This took place on board the Costa Smeralda cruise ship. 56-year-old Matteo Romano had been convicted of drug smuggling back in 2018, but he had been on the run. The Italian police received a crucial tip that the man was on a family vacation on board the Costa cruise. They coordinated with the captain, and the captain had the ship remain idle 3 miles off the coast of Palermo, Sicily. The Italian police then boarded a pilot boat that came aboard the ship and searched the ship until they found the man and conducted the arrest. It was definitely an experience for the other passengers who were on board. Okay, subscribe and turn the notification bell on to stay up to date with the latest cruise news and information. The next video will be coming out soon, but until then, keep on cruising, and we'll catch you in the next video.